begin. I'm just trying to get the agenda on my screen, which doesn't want to appear.
Hello, Steve.
Steve.
Hi, Steve.
I don't know. So, welcome everyone. It's 1 minute after 7. Let's begin. With apologies from...
I've only had apologies from Councillor Don Francesco, Your Worship, owing to a personal commitment.
So others may join us, but we'll start anyway. So first of all, thank you everyone for coming, giving up a Monday night. I know for at least one of us, it's a bit of a sacred evening because of yoga. So thank you for coming.
I got my yoga partner to start half an hour early so I could get here.
Well, that's great. Good. So there's only one item on the agenda tonight really, which is to consider our response to the occupants of our field on Common Moor. And the first item on the agenda is to propose or consider proposing that we make it a closed meeting.
Point of order, Your Worship.
Sorry.
That's the third item.
I can't get it on my screen, I'm very sorry. Have you got a printout of the agenda?
I haven't, unfortunately, but you'll want to see if there are any declarations of interest, Your Worship.
Okay, so I'll keep turning around. So, can we begin with declarations of interest not already recorded? Any extra declarations of interest? Nope. Okay. So the next thing is to consider whether or not we want to make this a closed meeting so as to be able to speak a little bit more freely about our possible response to the situation. I suggested putting it on the agenda, so at least we considered it and acted as we chose.
Yeah, I'll propose it.
I'll second it.
Okay. Are we happy to move to a vote on that?
I'd like to speak against it.
Do you want to speak against it?
Yeah, I don't see any reason why we're closing this meeting. It is that there is no financial implication, which is the reason I understand the meeting should be closed. There is no reason that I can see that the public should not be aware of what goes on at this meeting. It's extremely important for the betterment of the town that a correct decision is made here tonight. And I think to do so in the dark would actually send out a very bad message to people. Certainly this must be a named vote. People need to know exactly what is going on in this town council in relation to illegal encampments.
Thank you. So we do have a proposer and a seconder. Does anyone else wish to speak, or shall we move to a vote?
My apologies for being late, Your Worship. Could you tell me what the proposal is?
The proposal is to make it a closed meeting for the duration.
Closed meeting.
Councillor Smythe?
I'll second that.
We've got a seconder already.
We've got a seconder already.
So what are you voting on at the moment?
We're voting on whether or not to close the meeting to the public.
That's it, right.
Point of order, Your Worship. I think that this is a recorded vote.
Okay, that's fine.
Yeah, happy with that.
Councillor Ronnie Dougal?
I would really like to light the unity candle before we start.
That's very good.
Because I think that unity and diversity over subjects such as this is quite important, and that we could actually really look in our hearts about how we understand that aspect of the unity candle.
That's a very good idea. Do you want to light it now?
Shall I light it, or why not ask Liz?
Thank you.
So if we can take just a moment to look into our hearts and really come to a clear place within ourselves concerning unity within this community.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Serena.
Worship, may I clarify the basis under which this meeting can and should be held in confidential session? Because there was a query about that. So, councils at our level have a very specific number of reasons under which they can go into a confidential session. This is lifted directly from legislation. If I may highlight this section, I certainly can, absolutely. So the fact that we will be discussing information in respect of a claim to legal professional privilege, which could be maintained in legal privilege, and information that reveals that the authority us proposes to give under any enactment a notice under or by virtue of which requirements are imposed upon a person, or to make an order or direction under any enactment. So the fact that we are discussing legal action this evening means that this meeting can and should be held in confidential session, and we are legally entitled to do so.
Thank you. So shall we move to vote on that?
Paul wanted to speak.
Paul.
I just wanted to say two things. Apologies for being late, but secondly, because I was late, I missed the discussion. Therefore, I feel I have to abstain on this particular vote.
You didn't really miss it.
Did I?
No, we haven't yet. We're just saying, should it be closed or not? Yeah.
So all those in favour of moving to a closed session?
I believe a recorded vote was requested, Your Worship.
That's fine.
So for the benefit of the minutes, I'll read out councillors who are voting for. So if you could keep your hands up, please. Councillor Lokabandu, Councillor Michael White, Councillor Mike Smythe, Councillor Ian Much, Councillor Zoe Price, Councillor John Cousins, Councillor Serena Roney-Dougal, Councillor Paul Manning, Councillor Steve Henderson, Councillor Margaret Oakden, Councillor Nick Cottle.
And all those against the proposal?
Councillors Lilith Osborne, Rick Cook and Terry Napper.
And abstaining? Nobody?
None.
Okay. So we can move to closed session now.
Yes, so I will stop the stream, Your Worship.